LEGO Star Wars set 75360, Yoda's Jedi Starfighter, is a set we've seen before way back in 2017, and 6 years later, we have a new version. Is this another re-release we don't need, or does it actually stand its ground and justify itself? Let's find out. The set is based off the ship we see in the Clone Wars TV series and first appeared almost 10 years ago. When on screen, the ship is naturally piloted by Yoda and R2-D2, so the minifigures included do make sense. However, the price tag of £30 or $35 is a shame given the piece count is only 253 pieces, so a third minifigure would have really elevated this set. I'm looking at you 75333. Considering this is a set celebrating the Clone Wars 20th anniversary, we'll touch on it again later, I really think it was a missed opportunity to not include a third minifigure from the show. One name that's been thrown around is the ghost of Darth Bane. Just sit there for a second and imagine how perfect that would have been. Something new and exciting for a much loved character, but no. Anyway, this is a new figure for Yoda, although it's not that different to recent versions of his character. Either way, the printing to the torso is nice with the hood printed on the back, and like usual, his headpiece is made from rubber with the swingy ears. As for R2-D2, this is the most recent version of him we've seen over the past year, with the printing also included to the rear. If you really want this minifigure, then this set is currently the cheapest way to purchase his lovable little droid. Now over to the Jedi Starfighter, which does look nice with its green highlights found throughout the set. It's been a few years since I built the original version of this set, but I can imagine the process was very similar as the design hasn't changed too much. It is worth noting that you use 6 stickers when building this ship. Of course you could leave them off, but I think this helped give some cool and quirky details to otherwise bland areas. Thankfully, this lovely window piece is not a sticker and instead features some really nice clean printing with little pops of colour. If we open the cockpit by moving this window piece down and lifting the top hatch, you can see a small area inside just big enough to stand Yoda inside. Understandable given his short legs, but still, that's got to be uncomfortable for long journeys. There's really no other details inside except for these translucent red pieces on the sides as the controls. On the outside, the cockpit does have a really neat, tidy and smooth curved design, and we can see those stickers again we mentioned earlier. A Republic symbol on either side of 2 separate stickers on the top to complete the hatch. Underneath you'll find 2 spring-loaded shooters, which can be fired like so, with another pair of laser cannons just above them. Despite looking quite flimsy, these cannons are actually quite solid. Going around to the rear, we have these green slope pieces tapering in towards the engines, further complementing the smooth design to the cockpit. There's a handy clip above these 2 translucent blue pieces which can hold Yoda's lightsaber, which is great for kids and play, but not so much for adults on display as it does look a bit awkward. Lastly, there's space at the back to set R2-D2 inside. It's a snug fit with studs to connect to his body and legs, which will allow for some safe and fancy flying. It may look like he's sat too high, essentially looming over the ship, but depending on what angle or clip you reference in the Clone Wars, his position seems to change multiple times. I do however think I prefer this elevated position compared to the 2017 version, where he sat slightly lower. And finally we have the wings, with both sides making use of the same building techniques. There's a bit of play and movement to them, but they shouldn't break off during a bit of rough play. They also look really nice as they all point inward towards the front, and this is achieved with some clever use of angles. Overall, it is a good set, but as mentioned earlier, considering it's a 20th anniversary Clone Wars set, it is a shame to think that we could have gotten a much more exciting, long overdue remake or even something completely new for LEGO Star Wars. The Clone Wars sets released this year have mostly been great, however I do think we could do with a set or 2 for the Separatists. An updated Corporate Alliance tank would have been a great replacement for the recently retired Armoured Assault tank, or maybe even a larger set again with a new MTT. Either way, both of these are long overdue and I still really want a worthy opponent to go up against the current ATTE. The minifigs are nice yet simple, but the lack of an exciting third minifigure does hurt this set. Personally, I would hold off picking up this set and wait until a nice little discount comes along. Although, if you're a massive fan of Yoda or just really want the newer double printed R2-D2, then go for it. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video then please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. The support from you all is absolutely amazing. Thanks again and see you all soon.